days. Behind the court, the diamond in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Everybody, what's going on? We're back on Real Talk. We got Coach Kenny in the building.
Yes, sir. What up?
What's going on? Who you repping there? Oh, it's the Knicks.
Dude, you already know what it is. You know what it is.
I didn't pay any attention when we got on here getting set up.
You know what it is.
I mean, much respect. I don't know if Jalen Brunson gonna win an award this year, but he should be up for something.
Well, it's probably gonna be tough for him to get one of those all NBA spots because their point guard position is so deep. Yeah. But he definitely should. Maybe most improved. Maybe he'll get that. But I don't know.
I don't know that because he was cooking last year. Still, too.
Yeah, he cooked last year.
He was, but he wasn't doing 20s. Like he's doing 25 right now.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't hate it. Dev, what's going on with you down there, brother?
A little sad.
Fresh cut.
Yeah, that's the only thing that got good over here in Baltimore with the fresh cuts. It seemed like we about to be making some more fresh cuts or trades soon.
Oh, what a gunshot.
Yeah, it be this.
Watching Rome fall has been tough. Like,
hold your head, bro. It's just a demand. It ain't nothing official yet.
And yeah, Kenny, I actually updated it, so we're gonna get to that in a second.
Okay.
But I did want to first shout out Kenny, having you back on. I know you had a show this weekend, but where can
definitely we did a new episode on Saturday. Talked to Brian Hobbs from the UK. Talked about his new music and his new label situation. So you can check that out on the Minds of Creativity channel, which is a part of All Sports All Plays Network. So got some more episodes we're working on. Talking to a film producer, see if we could get her on and some other things. So stay tuned.
All right. Love to hear. Dev, what's going on? Where can the people find you?
Man, you already know, man. Y'all can now, as I keep on promoting, I'm on YouTube, babe. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers.
Let's go.
My 101st Thought will be out this Thursday, dropping. Gonna be talking about Cam Newton. See, is he better than the 32 quarterbacks that's currently in the NFL? Going to talk about that. I'm going to be talking about that MVP race and, of course, that playoff race. We down to like the last 8 games left of the season now. So it's time. Is your team in? Crazy. Or would they be going to Cancun early?
Ooh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Love to hear it. Y'all know who it is, Mr. Ray Bond of the Bond Chronicles on YouTube and all streaming platforms every Monday at noon, getting into all things current events. Shout out to Kanye West, a.k.a. Ye, back in the news, making peace with the community. To the world is a better place with him being popular in it. Shout out to Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, now the owner of an Arena League team. Shout out to him, the Albany Somethings. Don't know the last name.
It started off with the applause, but then you just had to say Albany something. I was all for the applause. I hit the button, but then I was like, God damn, he just messed it up.
The sentiment was there. It was the information that I was missing.
Not so much.
Yeah. I think they're red. I don't know if that matters. But yeah, on to Mr. Lamar Jackson, who I don't think will be in the Arena League. However, I don't think he's going to be in Baltimore either. He penned a letter to the fans. I will try and find that while we're having this conversation. I think I had screenshot it, so it should be an easy.
I know I sent
pass.
it in the group chat.
Yeah. So I'll get that and put it up for you. But basically, he's not happy.
It's the Albany Empire, fellas. Let's make sure we give him this.
Albany Empire.
There we
go.
We gotta do it right. Gotta do the brother right.
Yeah. CEO owner. So sidetrack. Allegedly, I'm glad since you were talking about it. Allegedly, Michael Jordan's reason for trying to sell some of his ownership stake in Charlotte is to try and get into the Washington sweepstakes. So,
really, that's interesting.
So that's what has been talked about here.
Yeah,
because apparently Bezos and Snyder didn't really see eye to eye, so that's been a contention. And one of the other two people,
you know, I got gunshots coming. Let me go ahead and just dish it out now.
I think I already know where this is going, but go ahead.
So he ain't do too well as owner.
Come on, Dev.
So y'all gonna allow him to come down to DC and do what?
Dev, here's the difference.
What we doing?
Here's a huge difference.
Okay.
He don't know football, so he won't be as involved in a lot of the decision making.
Okay.
I say this obviously as a fan, but in all seriousness, we have a really good front office right now. We're doing a lot of good things. We're very diverse in our front office. We're a lot of minorities in our front office, a lot of women in our front office. We've drafted really well over the last couple of years. We're keeping our talent. That don't really need to be shaken up. We need to fire a head coach. Mm-hmm. That's what he needs to do. Outside of that, I wouldn't really mess with anything. I think it's in a good position. You would just be you and bring you to us and don't sign nobody other than what we tell you to sign.
That you just gotta cut the checks.
Yeah. That's what I mean with sign. Just sign who we tell you to sign
the checks
and let the money pour in and do that.
Is the Commander fans looking at it the same way you looking at it? I understand it sounds great. I like that idea. But just to see how the Charlotte Hornets are just terrible. Let's just name it. I play it. Terrible.
Let's be honest.
I'm not gonna say terrible. They've just been a below average franchise, I say.
But that's terrible.
It's
but you know what?
That is terrible.
I'm gonna put it up to. I'm gonna put it up to mediocre. Because terrible to me, is a little lower than that. No, I was gonna say terrible to me is like the Knicks, prior to this new regime coming in, the Clippers under Donald Sterling, like teams like that to me are terrible.
Okay.
I would say Charlotte's just been an average to below average.
It hasn't been a winning franchise. That doesn't mean it was terrible.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say now you got to think Lob City was popular when under Dirk. You know what I mean? But they didn't win nothing. But it was popular.
But I'm saying before that, prior to that, they were just awful.
Oh yeah.
Like the shout out to Knuckleheads.
Oh man, you brought that back. What was that? The early 2000s?
They were bad. They were fun to watch, but they were bad.
I give you that.
All right, but yeah, let me ask you this though, Ray. So, with that situation with Michael Jordan freeing up capital or freeing up money to buy the Commanders, is he going to be the sole owner, or has he got partners that are supposed to be part of like an ownership group?
It would be definitely an ownership group based on what Snyder's asking for, but he would be one of the faces, and I think he's trying to get in position to be a majority owner. So he would still be the majority, but it would be a group. He ain't.
Do you know who else is a part of the group?
They haven't heard anything else said about who he's looking at partnering with. The rumor is that's just why he's trying to. That's the motivation of selling. The finality.
To me, it's more money too. I think you make more money in the NFL than you would in the NBA.
Yeah, with
You
the
know,
way that these franchises going,
exactly.
and you got to think the contracts are inverse, so it's not a bunch of
And
guaranteed
then it's
money
no,
on the
yeah,
NFL side.
that's why that was another reason why I said
And
it's
I'm gonna
The
because
say, and
stadiums are
owners
way bigger.
owners make more
and the
money. The
owners
TV
got
deals are
way more
bigger.
power in the NFL than they do in the
Yeah,
NBA.
TV deals are bigger. You don't have guaranteed contracts. Like it's a shorter season. So like even with the salaries that you're paying out in terms of your overhead, you're only paying 16 weeks
Yeah. So and like I
or
said, then
17.
the state, yeah, it's 17 now, but I it makes sense. I think the franchise is obviously valuable. The key is going to be we need a new stadium. So
Yeah,
whoever come
yeah.
in got to figure out the political connections to get a new stadium built. Wherever that is, however, but we definitely need a new stadium.
Well, I would think if MJ is a part of that situation, I think that's going in. And then another name I wouldn't be surprised it wouldn't be a part of that group is Jay-Z or Puff, because I know Puff at one time was trying to throw his hat in the ring in terms of NFL ownership. So I would love to see just a total minority, like a ownership group based, consisting of only minorities. That would be great to see.
Mhm. Yeah, a Magic Mike, some kind of
You know what I'm
group.
saying? Like that type of,
Marshall.
that type of collective, that would be super dope.
Yeah. Uh, Absolutely. But to that, we as far as Lamar, Dev, I'm almost got it up, but your takeaway from it, I'll give you the floor as a Ravens fan. We've been talking about the Ravens a lot over the last couple of weeks.
Oof,
The way
boy.
it's been being run, the medical staff, the GM, the inability to get deals done, to bring in receiver talent. We've talked about him a lot, and this is kind of a culmination. I think we're a match away, a straw from breaking the camel's back away. What are your thoughts on what you've seen and after his thought out post today?
Personally, I was hurt. I ain't even gonna hold you. To see your franchise
I get it.
quarterback just say like, "Thank you," but it's time to move on. I was like, "Hell no! Oh no, can't be. Got to be fake news." I went everywhere trying to make sure that it was fake news, but no, it wasn't. But on the business side, I truly understand. You know what I mean? It's just like a person that's working a 9 to 5. If you're not fully happy of where you at and they're not giving you your full value of what you believe you're worth, most people
Absolutely.
are going to try to find another job, but they're 2 weeks in or just
Right.
quit. You
You're
know what I
right.
mean?
You're
And,
right.
and move on with their life because that's their business decision that they chose that they feel that is best for them and their family. And this is how I'm looking at it with LJ. I understand, like, as a huge fan, yes, want him to stay. But as a real huge fan, I understand the business. You know what I mean? And if the Ravens, and we've been saying, if the Ravens fumbled this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if they'd have locked this deal up, we would not be having this conversation right now. So LJ is now taking into his effect that he feels undervalued. He feels like the contract, whatever we had offered him, wasn't to his liking. And now he wants to be traded. But, to the point of him being traded, he asked for the trade March the 2nd. That was all. We almost in a whole new month now. And just remember, just last year when Chuck Clark wanted to be traded, all because he felt like we were drafting or bringing too many people in that position. But then things worked out. Even though he only stayed a year, then he finally got his trade request. But it shows that it's still some room of some working. It's still something that can be done. Now, I am personally 70-30. Like 70, I do see LJ leaving now. And 30% of me still see him staying, but business is business. You know what I mean? And if he's not willing to stay, then let him move on. Let him be happy. Let him make his business decision because as a black quarterback, a lot of people was down on him. A lot of people just didn't see his worth at first. And now that it was coming up on the contracts, people want to see his worth, but they backed out. So now that he's fully saying he wants to trade, now you're starting to see a lot of teams like, let's think about it. Now the Colts all of a sudden is interested in LJ. The Buccaneers are now, even if they just got Baker Mayfield, but they still interested in bringing
As
LJ
they
down
should
there.
be.
You know what I mean? So now all of a sudden, that since Lamar is vocally saying like, "Hey, it's not working. What's up?" Now the teams is like, "Oh snap, we'll take this. We give y'all 2 first-round picks just for generational talent." So sucks, but I understand.
Yeah, that's tough. I hear everything you said. It is a business, um, and it's a tough business. It can be a tough business on fans, on people, on families. I just feel like this situation didn't have to be this way. I feel like
Yeah.
some of these negotiation situations just don't have to be that way. I guess he didn't really do enough, and I can't be too much of a hypocrite because I've been critical of his ability to win big games and perform on big stages. But I just felt like he was a good fit for the city. Like he just was a good face of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in the aftermath of Ray Lewis. And without him, I don't really know what y'all got over there.
I think we back
So
in the basement. I
Straight
think
up.
I think Pittsburgh is now over top of us. I think Cleveland will be over. I think we gonna be in the basement without a franchise quarterback. If we talking about taking another 3 to 4 years to mold another rookie quarterback, then or to even search, I don't want to be like the Colts. They keep renting 1 year quarterbacks year after year after year. You know, so I'm hoping that's not the route that we are trying to take.
So, I agree with that. I would say you're probably gonna have to change your entire offensive system
Which
in an
the
off
only good
season.
thing about it is we got a new offensive coordinator, so
But
you
that
know what I
makes it
mean.
even worse because you built the offense around his talent pretty much. So you're gonna just have to rebuild the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
So
So it's ugly over here. I can tell y'all that right now. It is ugly. I don't know which direction we going. I don't know. Should we draft a quarterback? I say keep fighting for Lamar. You know what I mean? Until there's no more fight left. But you know, at the same time, you still got to move on. You still got to figure out life after Lamar. Because whether
and
he
that
signed that little franchise tender to at least stay this 1 year, we'll be back in the same predicament next summer.
and so that was going to be my question to you. And I don't know if you've had a chance to like go outside at all today or since the announcement, or been on social media or any Ravens pages. Kind
Oh,
of
I've
what
been
has the
everywhere.
sentiment of the city been since the letter went out or the tweets went out?
A lot. It's a 50-50. You got fans that say we tired, we're done, we don't want to deal with this negotiation no more. Let them go. You know. Then we got some fans that's like, we didn't fought this long. Why stop fighting now? You know what I mean? Try to bring him back. Try to figure out what's the middle ground. And I was watching John Harbaugh media talk today, and he looked like he was kind of lost. You know what I mean? Now, as a head coach, he still believed that
He
we're
was
going to
holding
bring
on.
LJ, and he's still preparing that LJ is going to be our starting quarterback, which I think he should. But at the same time, he's put in a limbo. He don't know which way to go. I don't think he fully understand that it's a possibility LJ might be gone this year.
And Kenny, I want to ask you a question. What role do you think Lamar representing himself has played in this negotiation, and going forward, should he continue that approach?
I actually think it's a false narrative kind of being portrayed because we know at the end of the day, like there's certain slots, like all of these quarterbacks kind of fall into slots, and with NFL contracts, the biggest negotiating part is the amount of guaranteed money. That's really all the negotiations boil down to when you think about it. And so you don't necessarily have to have an agent now. I think you need an agent for more things outside of football. You can hire a lawyer. I remember back in the day, uh, Ray Allen, he didn't have an agent. He just he just used a lawyer on a hourly basis or something to that effect to basically review his contracts. He did his own negotiations, and he got the lawyer to review the deal points or what have you, and then he paid him that way. Like he paid him like a flat fee instead of a percentage of his contract, a percentage of his deal. So I just think that that's something that can be done in certain situations because, again, with Lamar Jackson, we know that he's a top-tier quarterback. So he's going to be somewhere in that top five, whatever that top five category is for quarterback money. That's what he's going to slide into. Now, he's not going to, you're not going to give him Patrick Mahomes money. You may give him Josh Allen type of money or somewhere in between that. So I don't know if he necessarily needed an agent for that. So I just think that, I think that's the narrative that's being pushed that, these agents, of course, they want to get their piece of pie too, and I get it. But at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily something that he may have needed. Because again, he had the player, from what I understand, he had a players association as well that was involved with this as well, that was giving their input into the negotiation. So it wasn't like he didn't have anybody representing him. I just think he didn't have a quote unquote agent per se because and here's the other thing. The Ravens already struck a deal with Roquan Smith, who didn't have an agent. And they were able to sign him to a contract. So why would you not be able to do the same thing for Lamar Jackson? To me, it would be even easier because you want the guy, you need the guy, and it's just about guaranteed money because from what the reports are is that they just need to come up on that guaranteed money, and once they come up on that guaranteed money, then I think the deal will be done. So I don't think he necessarily needs an agent, and I don't think that it's necessarily hurting him in his negotiations.
So here's the perspective I was coming from because I've heard this reported. So you've negotiated with somebody before. If you've ever had to negotiate at this kind of level, when the owner of your franchise comes to you and says, you're not worth what you think you're worth. I actually think you're worth this, which could be $20, $30 million below my offer. To hear that from your owner, who up until that point had been your best friend and your biggest champion, you don't think that plays any kind of role when you get into these kind of negotiations as long as they've been? You don't think that impacts the relationship at all?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm saying you don't think that impacts the relationship at all?
What doesn't impact the relationship? Him not having an agent?
No, the fact that in negotiation, they're telling him, we don't think you're as good as you think you are. And they're reinforcing that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I think that's where
my coaches, my GMs, my president, my CEO, everybody that told me prior to this negotiation they loved me is now telling me I ain't worth it. And we're not even close in money by all reports and haven't been close. So that's more so my question of if he had an agent in those meetings versus him being in that meeting, hearing that, having that negotiation, do you think that would have made a difference?
No, I think that's a bunch of posturing and negotiating that's really going on. And I think that Lamar Jackson is taking it to heart. And that's why he put out that trade demand because, and he said it in his statement that he doesn't feel like he's getting his fair value. So I think he made that trade demand to kind of to create some type of leverage because to me, that's the ultimate goal in terms of negotiation is finding some type of leverage. So I think this is his attempt at trying to find an angle of leverage that he could use to try to get the ball rolling. And I don't know, again, I would say, if as long as they give him the bag, he'll be back. So I don't think this is, I don't think that this is set in stone and he's out of there.
But I think that's the point. They're not going to give it to him. And I think even the fact that they didn't franchise tag him and they transition tagged him, that to me also was a shot in the face. I'm a top 5 quarterback.
It was. That was disrespectful.
And you put that tag on me?
Go get a deal. In other words, go get a deal and then come back to us.
Meanwhile, you're pigeonholing the other teams in the middle of free agency and forcing 2 first-round picks, and we right in front of the draft. Like, that's how we doing business.
But
Like,
I think that was the leverage on their side.
But for
and then
me,
protecting themselves as well.
For me, I couldn't go back and work with those people. Like, when you're doing stuff like that, unless you come really correct, which I know you're not, because you've proven to me you're not.
Well, how do you
that's
know
why
that?
I think we're here.
I don't know that we know that. I think that this is a game of chicken, or a game of a tug of war that's going on between these two camps, and they're trying to see who's going to blink first. And I think that Lamar kind of.
But that's terrible relationship to have with your quarterback.
It is, but it's all part of business. If you look at it and take the feelings out of it,
but
this is all part of business.
You're asking a lot.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm not saying that I wouldn't feel a type of way, because I would feel a type of way. I'm just saying that this is all part of negotiations.
Like when they, at the end of the year and you don't play people, like that stuff, that's different.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
But yeah, Kenny, we didn't actually get your point. You engaged in the conversation, but what do you think? What? Who's right? Who's wrong? What do you think Lamar should do? Is he done?
I think Lamar did the right thing. I think he needed to exercise something. He had to do something. This is his making a stand and letting the Ravens know, like, stop playing with me. Enough is enough.
Real quick, Kenny,
go ahead.
Question: Why do you think nobody's leaked any contract details?
No, they have. They said that because according to Stephen A., he said on First Take, he said people from Lamar's camp came to him and said that they only offered him $135 million guaranteed money, which is
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear.
Yeah, I was. That was one of the little rumors I was trying to keep locked away, because it was supposed to have been 3 years, 133 mil. Then it was supposed to have been 3 years, 135 mil. Then it's supposed to have been 4 years, 140 something. It's like
they
spitting on my man.
it was
telling them it's raining.
If this
and that fits with the other stuff they've been doing. The way they've been conducting themselves is a team that says
if there's
a cuckoo offer.
But if they were saying 3 years, 135 million and 135 million guaranteed, does that really spitting on them?
I don't think so, because it was also
fully guaranteed.
But
I don't know.
But it was also saying that it was incentives that was going to bump him up to make him get to 200 mil guaranteed. I don't know. They ain't never leaked the incentives, like if he make Pro Bowls or stuff like that. But they were saying like it was going to be incentives that was going to get him up to that contract up there 200 mil. But I couldn't see the math. Maybe because I got Baltimore City school education. You know what I mean? I just really couldn't see the math at that time. I was like, nah, I see what LJ see, man. That 133 doesn't really fit with me.
Yeah, nah. Especially after Kyler Murray got 195.
And he's a bum.
Like, we're not doing that.
That was coming. As soon as you said his, I just knew it. I just knew it.
Listen, and that's the thing. If Kyler Murray got 195,
I'm feeling that type of way too. I get that.
If you came in 130 and he got 195,
if it's three, because Kyler Murray,
I don't care what it is.
Kyler Murray was
like 6 years or something like that.
No, I think it was like 4 or 5.
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
No,
but I'm saying if it was 3 years, 100. Yeah, if it was 3 years, 135 fully guaranteed, then that's not. I don't think that's nothing to sneeze at. I'm doing the math here right quick. That's 45 mil.
Kyler got 5 years.
That's what that franchise tag is going to be for next year.
That's Dak money. If that's what the offer was, that's Dak money. So I don't think that's necessary.
That's disrespectful to Lamar Jackson to give me Dak money.
Chill out.
I'm an MVP.
Don't do that.
I'm an MVP, and I'm the reason we win, not the reason we lose.
Don't do that because he got more playoff wins than Lamar Jackson. So don't do that. It's 5 years. 5 years, 230.
Yeah,
was Kyler Murray's deal.
Yeah, so it looked like 160 guaranteed.
Yeah, so I don't. But
you can't talk to me unless we had 225 minimum.
No, I'm with you there.
I said it has to be a 200 million fully guaranteed.
Yeah, you gotta get at least the 200.
It gotta be something in that nature to get them. In fact,
215. Like if I'm
going 5 years, you can't.
Yeah, at least
we starting at 265 for 5 years. He got 230.
Yeah, that's even low because if we're doing 5 years and 215 guaranteed, that's only 43 million. Yeah, no, I'm not going for that. I got to at least get to 45. Like that's the floor. That's the minimum. It's got to be at least.
That's already around 50. Deshaun's close to 50, so I can't come in at.
Yeah, but you got to think Deshaun changed. Deshaun restructured his contract, so he might have bumped down some.
Oh, he did. I didn't see that.
But guess who ain't about to bump down? Joe Burrow.
Oh, nah.
Justin Herbert,
Jalen Hurts,
Jalen Hurts. Don't let Trevor Lawrence go on a little run.
And see, this is why I say that they should have locked up LJ.
Danny Dimes just got 140.
This is why I said he should have locked up LJ a couple years ago. We wouldn't be having this conversation right about now.
They don't learn.
They feel like
these people get in these positions, but they just make dumb decisions.
Because they damn sure didn't hesitate to pull that trigger to get Joe Flacco that money.
Oh my gosh! That's Exhibit A on gambling on yourself and winning.
Joe Flacco
between him and Kirk Cousins.
Joe Flacco is not Matt Flynn. Let's not do that. It's different.
Don't get me wrong, Joe Flacco.
In his playoff run,
he was hot.
He was.
I give you that.
It was like 14-0, 14 TDs, no picks, something ridiculous.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He got hot, but after that Super Bowl run, how was Joe? He got injured a lot after he got that contract.
Straight to the toilet.
He was tour before tour.
He ain't give him enough talent.
Hey, you right. I give you that.
Was he still doing a Derek Mason at that time?
Nah. We had Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith during that time, chump. Derek Mason was the beginning. Derek Mason was like the rookie year to Joe Flacco.
Stop playing with me.
Oh man.
That's when we were just leaving the Kyle Bowler stage. We don't want to go back there. Bro, man, you know what? Y'all giving me flashbacks, man. Let's move on. Let's move on.
That was about the Patrick Ramsey time, so I remember it. I thought he was gonna be all right out of Tulane. They beat that man up. Dude, beat him out the league.
Well, I already said what happened to him. I don't remember Patrick Ramsey. God, I don't even know.
And then he got David Card.
That boy.
He got David Card right on out the league, man. Man, we had some idiots at quarterback. Gus Fry, Heath Schuler, some losers.
Y'all had what was the guy that I really thought was going to help y'all? Jason Campbell. I thought he was y'all guy.
I like Jason Campbell.
I said he got the height, he got the body, he got the arm, he got everything. But
I liked him in college.
But I don't know what happened to him.
He was fluid.
Y'all couldn't protect him. Cleveland couldn't protect him.
Get him out of there. Time to go. Speaking of getting people out of there,
one thing we know about Ray is he will get you out of here quick. He don't got no patience for you.
Man, it was one person he was willing to save. And they already shipped him out, and that was Heineke. That was the only person he was willing to save.
And
wait, what? Hey, I missed that. What happened to Heineke?
He in Atlanta now.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
And watch.
So Sam Howell.
They said it's Desmond Ridder job. They said it's Desmond Ridder job.
So are
Sam Howell is the Washington Commanders starting quarterback.
So week 5. Beat him out the job?
Hey, I said it about DeJounte and Trae Young. I'm saying it again. It was a mistake for them to bring that guy into that locker room.
Playoffs, by the way.
Huh?
Hawks are in the playoffs. They did make a little run now, man. So
I hear you. That's not saying much. The East, the bottom of the East is pretty bad. It's some trash down there. Chicago,
Washington.
I said it. I got you. We good. We
good. I was helping you. That should have been first.
Yo, Kenny ain't wasting no Washington. Washington.
Kenny, don't make me start bringing up the Cowboys. All right? Don't make me start.
I gotta upload my sounds, man, because I feel like this is getting ready to be the one.
Don't. Like I ain't even bring up no negative stuff.
I had to come in with 2 hands.
All right. Like remember, Dev, I didn't start it.
Hey, when y'all see me got the popcorn in the back screen, just know that I'm just watching.
So now y'all should get to the second round for sure. Depending on the
matchup.
I
don't. Excuse me.
If y'all get Cleveland,
we get Brooklyn, I like our matchup with Brooklyn better than Cleveland, to be honest with you.
In New York, that'll be
yeah, I like that. Really? I like that matchup better. Because Cleveland scares me, I'm not gonna lie. Because Donovan Mitchell can go off.
And they're big.
See, that's the thing about Donovan Mitchell.
Big with Randall trouble.
That's the thing about Donovan Mitchell, because we seen him go on the tear before in Utah. We seen, this is not nothing new. It's just, can you do it in the playoffs is where we always question Donovan Mitchell.
But I think he has more help here.
Jared Allen ain't.
He got more help. Yeah, exactly.
Darius Garland ain't Mike Conley.
Darius Garland. That's what I'm saying. Like, he got way more.
Garland, I most definitely like Garland. I believe he's going to be the next upcoming point guard. But the only thing about Garland is his health issues. If he can just stay healthy, man.
Yes.
I think between him and Kyrie, the best replace Kyrie, the best ball handling skills in the NBA. Honestly, in my opinion.
Me too.
I can run with that. So we'll see what we got going there. We'll be tracking as we come up these next really week and a half. Our playoff picks. I'm looking all right. I swapped out one.
I'm off by one.
I added the Knicks in, but I'm missing the sorry Wizards. Told him should have traded Kuzma. Now we're about to lose him for nothing. Idiot.
He going to walk. He going to go to New York.
Everybody going to walk. And they should, except Bill, because he locked up. But
he in the penitentiary.
I may not win, but I'm getting my money.
As he should, as far as I'm concerned. Until they show that they put a team around that he didn't perform with, get the money, man. Same thing I say with Dame. I don't know. Actually, we could talk about that. Did y'all hear what Spencer Dinwiddie had to say about Dame Lillard in Portland?
I caught a little buzz of it. I didn't read into it though.
I'll give you a context, and if that works, we can go from there. His premise was he has no problem with Dame staying where Dame is because the only time that rings really matter is if you're one of the greatest of all time. Unless you're one of them, your legacy don't really matter. And for what it's worth, people don't really talk about you. And he talked about people like T-Mac, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway. Like, the rings didn't matter in their legacies. Like, we remember them for what we remember them for. So Dame is going to be Dame, so he don't need to go get a ring. Is basically what the premise was. Unless you're a LeBron and the ring is the difference between you and Jordan, ring chasing don't really matter.
I get that, but I think that on the other side too, though, is that a lot of guys make part of their legacy is what they do in the playoffs. So, like the T-Mac, like that was part of one of the things that was a negative, or what people dinged him for was that he never had any playoff success. So, I think that while
you feel like people ding him today for that.
I don't know, but I know back in when he was playing, that was definitely one of the things that they said about him, that that wouldn't put him in that upper, that didn't put him in the greats of the greats category. They always held that against him, is the fact that he never got out of that first round of the playoffs. So I think that I don't know if I necessarily would totally agree with that.
Dev,
I get his point
though.
Because it's a lot of players that didn't get rings that we still remember. So I most definitely can agree with him, because we could think of Patrick Ewing, one of the greatest centers, but only came to getting close to a ring, maybe once or twice, Kenny? Is that right about that?
Twice. Well,
twice.
The second one, he was hurt.
All right. Melo is getting ready to fall into that category. You know what I mean? Melo is one of the greatest scorers of all times, but we already know that he's not going to get a ring, and that we tried to knock Melo for that.
Nor will his number get retired.
You said who?
I said, nor will his number get retired.
You don't think Melo's number going to get retired?
You don't think he's going to get retired with the Knicks?
I think it's going to get retired in Denver too.
You know who number 15 in Denver is right now? There's the center named Nikola Jokic that wears number 15. You think they put Melo's number in the rafter?
Yeah, I think once Jokic is done, yes.
Yeah, I think they're both wound up out there. Because
that's not usually how retirements work. When you retire the number, no one else can wear it.
I understood, but I think in this case you would make an exception, because both of them have had great careers in that uniform. So I'm gonna just look it up. I want to say
Melo got further in the playoffs than Jokic so far.
Yeah, he got
Y'all got back-to-back. Y'all know he has back-to-back MVPs, right? He set ridiculous.
What else do we have?
But he does. But at the same time,
what else do you have? And you're not going to sit here and make it seem like you're not going to make it seem like that second MVP that you was fully with, because you was with us.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. And what did I say? I said if he won another one, we got to put him in a different stratosphere because he got him. He shouldn't have got him. But he got him.
The first one he deserved. The second one, I think the NBA just was confused. I just think they just they didn't know what to do.
If you take Jokic's accomplishments and put them on the screen, and put Melo's accomplishments and put them on the screen, and say whose number should be retired, and Jokic ain't even done yet. By the time Jokic is done, this is going to be a joke.
Do you see Jokic elevating from where he at now? I'm gonna say no. I don't see no more. I don't see
this Denver team is not nearly as good as Melo's Denver team. J.R. Smith and them boys was hooping.
Yeah,
that was a walk. Kenyon Martin, they was balling.
But Melo
dragging Michael Porter Jr. around.
Melo averaged 25 with the Nuggets. Like that ain't nothing.
And Melo should have got Rookie of the Year, in my opinion.
25.
Listen, I don't care what he should have got.
That ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's his number getting retired. I don't. This ain't no.
How you gonna retire the same number twice? You can't retire number 15 twice.
They're gonna have to put it up there twice. Put Melo on one and then Jokic on the other, and put their last names over top of it.
I'm with Kenny.
Way they not.
I think Melo 15 and 7 will get retired.
Yeah,
I believe.
The Knicks gonna retire it for what?
I think so. Yo,
why?
Because before Melo got there, the Knicks wasn't no playoff team. Now I'm not saying that Melo was making them a championship contender team once he got there, because after Amari Stoudemire, it wasn't really nobody else on that team. It took some years for J.R. Smith to get there. Tyson Chandler.
Just retire the numbers of really good players now. That's what we're doing. We're retiring numbers.
So Melo's not an all-time great.
You know what? Now I'm looking at it. He may not get it because he's only with the Knicks for 6 years. So I don't. He may not get his number.
So Melo is not a Hall of Famer. He's not an all-time great.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer. All-time great. Yes.
You said we are.
You're not saying that with no conviction.
Now you just saying, are we just hanging jerseys up for good players? If he's an all-time great and he's a Hall of Famer, we're just stopping him from getting his jersey retired.
He's an all-time. Listen, let me Hot take.
Yeah, please.
Hot take.
Yeah, I need to hear this.
I love Melo. I love Melo.
You know, I'm fighting for
Dev's
Baltimore.
gonna stand up. That's right.
I'm fighting for
Dev's
Baltimore
all day long.
Melo is an all-time great scorer.
Yes.
Melo
the qualifiers
is not an all-time great player.
He's
not.
So he shouldn't have been in top 75?
He's not a top 75 player.
What?
He's not a top 75 player.
So he shouldn't have been in the top 75.
Is he currently in the top 75?
Yes.
Then they shouldn't have him there.
Oh, yeah. See.
Oh, my God.
Way.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where Devin signs off right here.
Because they got not Penny Hardaway. They got Tracy McGrady and some other people. He should be because he's better than them.
I don't. T-Mac didn't make it. T-Mac didn't make it. AI made it, but T-Mac didn't make it.
Yeah,
there's another small forward that I didn't think should have made it. I thought it was T-Mac. T-Mac did not make the 75.
T-Mac didn't make it.
I don't think so.
I know Clay didn't make it. I thought Tracy made it. I know Clay didn't. I know Dame
I remember
did.
him and Iverson had a conversation on I forgot which podcast, and Iverson was like, "I can't believe that you didn't make the 75 greatest team."
No, he didn't make it.
Oh man. Okay, so then Melo should be in over him. So if Melo's in over him, I give you that. But
because I remember it was controversies on Westbrook, Harden,
Dwight Howard.
Yeah, Dwight Howard didn't make it. They were saying that. They said
let me
Harden,
be clear. I like Melo way better than Dwight Howard. But on accolades and accomplishments, Dwight Howard should be ahead of Carmelo Anthony. He got too many accolades. He went to a finals.
That's fair. And he got multiple defensive player of the years and rebound championship.
I know he was a clown. I know he was a clown.
No.
But
we're not disagreeing.
Accolades.
We're not disagreeing.
And that's what I'm saying. When I put Melo's resume up, I don't have nothing but scoring. Like no MVPs. He got a bunch of All-Star games, I'm sure. He got the gold medal.
He got scoring title.
I think he got 3 gold medals, right? Don't he got 3 gold medals?
He got two Olympics and 1 FIBA.
So
or maybe 2 FIBAs. Or maybe 2 FIBAs.
He might have 3 Olympics.
I think he got 3 gold medals. I think he's the only one with 3. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Yeah.
So ignore everything I just said because he got 3. So forget.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Ray just shot himself. He just cheddar bobbed himself.
I forgot that. On NBA accolades, I'm staying by my point, but those 3 Olympic gold medals, I can't do nothing with that.
So are we hanging 15? Are we hanging 15 or what?
Oh no. 3 gold, 1 bronze. My bad. So we got 3 golds, 1 bronze for Melo.
That's what I thought. You said are we hanging 15? What is that?
Are we hanging the 15 jersey or not?
It's hanging.
You know what?
Are we hanging the 15 jersey or what, Ray?
Come on back.
As an American franchise, it is their duty to hang 15 for 3 Olympic gold medals. Maybe they'll put his Olympic jersey.
Oh my God! I can't believe it.
Jersey.
We changed his mind, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God! This is like first in history of this show.
I can admit what I'm wrong.
When you dig in on something,
if you prove my point, which I had to prove the point, but it doesn't matter. The point got proven. Since the point got proven, I had no choice but to submit to the facts of the situation.
Okay,
and I did that.
Okay.
We'll let you slide on this. Right. We'll let you slide.
Also, shout out to Coach Jim Larinaga. Took George Mason to the Final Four and has done it again with Miami. Shout out to him. As a George Mason graduate, shout out to him.
Shout out to you for being a graduate. I said shout out to you for being a graduate.
Absolutely. All alumni that keep sending me stuff always want my money, jokers. With that being said, I could go one of 2 ways, but I'm going to go backwards to the fact that I knocked myself out in my own argument. Just like Caleb Plant got beat this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow, I could not be a boxer. There's no way on God's green earth I would ever stand for that kind of punishment. I don't care that much. I don't know about anything.
You dropping on the first hit like that, Ray?
Not the first hit, but you ain't just gonna keep punching me in my face till my nose is bloody, my ears is bleeding, my eyes cut, my forehead.
You're not
like
gonna be able to do it.
You don't want to look like Martin.
I saw Jared Hurd's lip after his fight. Like, I'm not looking like
Woo! Boy, that thing was split.
That thing was nasty. It's recovered well. He was at a wedding this weekend. Shout out to him, DMV zone. But I just don't want that for me. But we had some good fights. Joey Spencer was outclassed. He was just too small.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Colbert won a.
I didn't see that fight. Was
that fight? They need to run that back.
They gotta run it back.
They gotta run that back. I didn't agree. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Chris Colbert fan.
I am too.
But
nah.
I don't think he won that one. I don't think he won that one.
I heard they were talking about. I got to it like right as the decision was being announced, so I missed that one. But I heard them talking about how controversial the decision was.
Them
I
judges.
didn't think it was as bad as one of the streams I was watching. They was like, it's egregious, it's a crime. They was going in.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad, but it wasn't good. He got rocked too many times to have won that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you obviously, I would suggest you go back and watch it because it's a great fight.
Yeah.
Great fight.
They was in the phone booth. If they still exist.
Yeah.
If they still exist, they was in the phone booth. He just
wasn't smart. He didn't fight a smite. He didn't fight a smart fight.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of ended up like Caleb Plant, where you ended up in a position you don't want to be in, and you're not good enough defensively, or they are too good offensively, or too strong, or whatever it is. Actually, the Colbert's, it was just he couldn't take the punches.
Yeah, Colbert
kept hitting him, and he was rocking him.
Like I thought Colbert was faster than that, as far as defense wise, but
nah, he wasn't seeing it, and then his eye was all messed up at certain points. Like he was.
Man, because at one point he was blind in one eye. He couldn't see out of one eye.
Yeah, he got knocked. He got knocked.
I saw him get dropped. I saw the first round knockout, but I didn't see the whole fight.
Man, that first round, oh my God.
Well, knockdown, I should say.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
That was too fast. Colbert nowhere near seen that. I can tell you that right now, because when he got knocked down, my wife was like, did he slip? Did he fall? What happened to him? I said, oh no, he took one. Like that wasn't no he wished he slipped and fall. He took one.
Had his chin out like, please hit me. But no, some really good fights this past weekend. Big one on the horizon. One down. Do we get Caleb? I'm not Caleb Plant. Do we get Benavidez Canelo this year?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no also.
Yeah, I'm gonna say next year.
Okay.
Because I think somebody wanted, was it Plant that was calling for him if he'd won that fight? No.
They both want, because Caleb won his get back, but it's just different. It's
and then also Canelo is the cash cow too, so
yeah.
But I'm gonna say no, we don't get that fight this year. I think boxing got to hold at least one good fight for next year, man, because the way these fights are just flowing out right now.
But there's more fights to be made as the winners win. The winners fight the winners until it's undisputed. And the boxers of today's generation seem willing to make the deals. The only person, I'm gonna say it here as a fan, I don't have no problem shooting at people I'm a fan of. Errol Spence got to stop ducking Terrence Crawford.
Let's go, man.
Like, it's that simple.
Enough of this.
Everybody else is willing to make fights. Fury's making fights. Davis is making fights. Garcia's making fights. Everybody's making fights but you. Yeah, if you are the class of the division, like you say, if you the big fish, make the fight. Like,
and I've heard too much now. He's not with Top Rank, so like, that excuse goes out of the window. That he's representing him. He's another guy representing himself, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be even easier for them to make the deal.
It should make way more sense, but I don't know what's going on. I'm annoyed by it at this point.
I
went to Dallas just to see you fight, so I'm a fan. But this is ridiculous. And my follow-up question is, if y'all say the Canelo fight happens next year, is that in his best interest for him to get older and Benavidez to get maybe better?
I say no. The way Benavidez's power, it seems like he's getting stronger. You know what I mean? So I say no. You know what I mean? Especially if your body's not willing to take a beating like the way Plant took.
Because Bivol put a beating on Canelo.
And I was about to say, and then that's Benavidez's natural weight. So this is not one of those situations where he could bully, or you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what his advantage was against Caleb Plant, is that he could walk through his punches. And he could be able to walk through Benavidez's punches.
No. And I think that was that was one of the themes of the night. Somebody could walk through somebody else's punch, and the people couldn't run long enough. And I feel like Colbert was the same case. He started boxing late, but I didn't think he won that fight. And I try to, even boxing, I'd be a little partial. I'd be a little lean, but nah, that shouldn't happen. So good night of boxing. More to come. They're going to just keep it coming with Showtime. And I don't even know what PBC got going on. I'm just going off Showtime's schedule.
Well, I mean, that is PBC.
Yeah, it's pretty much they're the same, really.
Okay, yeah. What do you got?
What happened to the
Sebastian? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna ask, is PBC still doing fights on Fox? Because I haven't seen any fights on Fox.
I haven't seen no fights on Fox.
I haven't seen anything on FS1 or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of confused. And
it's either Showtime, ESPN, or DAZN now.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, when I look at the tag, it don't got nothing else. It's just Showtime and PBC.
Yeah,
so maybe the Fox part fell off. But yeah, with Sebastian Fundora fighting on the 8th, Brandon Lee, I'm a big fan of his, and then the big fight, good old Gervonta. And then Rolly fights shortly after that. It's quite a few more fights. Go ahead.
Does Boots have a fight on the calendar?
He might be an undercard. He might be an undercard for the Davis fight, because normally Davis fights, Boots normally fights. So it's a possibility. I don't know if they got the undercards.
I was gonna say,
I don't think they announced it so far. I don't think they have so far. At least I haven't seen it.
So that's actually a good point. But yeah, I think he's fought on like the last 2 Davis undercards. I believe. So yeah, man, somebody eventually they're going to have to make it.
I'm ready to see Haney fight again, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
That's another guy.
I thought him and Lomachenko was
I thought so too. I thought it was close, but
I thought that was
ESPN ain't figuring out a way to get it done.
I want to see Haney fight before the year. I want to see Haney fight before the year over. I want to see Cool Boy Steph. Fight one more before the year is out too.
So it's a lot of big fights still to be made, and even the losers of these fights, I still will watch a Joshua Wilder fight. We never got.
I will watch that.
So, we will see.
He's got a fight. Doesn't he have a fight coming, or he just fought recently?
Who?
Wilder.
He beat somebody.
He had a fight. Oh, okay.
I think he knocked somebody out early.
But I do know Deontay Wilder's getting close to another fight also.
Yeah, I thought I saw something that he was.
Yeah, I remember I forgot who fight. It might have been Gervonta last fight. No, whoever fight was in Dubai. Who last fight was in Dubai?
Fury.
That's what it was. The Fury fight. I remember Wilder was saying that he was getting close to a deal, a fight before the year was up, and he was on to another business adventure. He wouldn't give too much details about it, but he did say he got another fight coming up this year, though.
Okay. So good. I'll be glad to see him get back in the ring as well. But we do got to get to college basketball, and you want to talk about some historic stuff. There's a young lady. If you don't know her name by now, you should.
Get familiar.
Caitlin Clark, baby lady Steph. I don't know what you want to call her, but she went nuts. 40-point triple-double on the biggest stage for Iowa, of all places. You got to respect it. You got to respect it and congratulate it. So much respect and shout out to her. I'm not the right one to give her as much credit because I haven't watched like any college basketball. I don't know why. I just have not been in the mood to watch it. And after what Darren Fox said, I don't feel bad at all. I agree 100%.
There was some good games. No, there was some good games.
There was some good games.
Yeah,
good games and bad basketball ain't the same thing.
Yeah, it's bad basketball in the NBA, so I don't know what he's talking about.
And I don't watch that.
I'm just saying, like,
you see what ref got demoted. You see what ref got demoted.
Yeah, I saw that.
For real?
That was wild.
Yeah,
the ref that got fined.
With Van Vliet, Van Vliet was going at it.
Yeah.
So they did an investigation. Van Vliet said, y'all need to do an investigation. Every time that this guy refereed my game, I get this amount, I get these calls being called and text calls. The NBA looked into it. He was right. And now they demoted that man. I don't know what's his demotion. Like, I don't know if he can. No, we know what he can't. He's no longer part of the crew. No refereeing crew for the rest of the year. And I forgot what else was going to happen to him like next year, stuff like that. But yeah, he got demoted.
Yeah, get that bum out.
Hey, man.
I ain't with that mess, man. You messing with livelihood, careers, people be betting, all kind of stuff.
You are wild.
Lucky you got your life. People be tripping. And actually, since I said that, prayers to the families in Tennessee. I don't know if you guys are aware of the shooting today at a school.
I heard. I saw that.
I should have started the episode with this, and I apologize for not doing that. But our prayers are definitely with all the families impacted. It sounds like there was a female shooter and children were involved. So prayers to all the families. I cannot imagine. I think they said the school had between preschool up to like 6th grade. My daughter's an upcoming middle schooler. She just did her field trip of her new school. So I cannot imagine. We're ending the year. We're getting ready to end the year. Kids are getting ready for SOLs, going to the next parts of their career, and senseless violence like this,
should be able to be safe in schools.
You would think.
Yeah,
you would really
be a safe
think.
place. We got to do better.
So again, prayers and condolences to all involved. But I don't want to steal Caitlin Clark's shine, so I want to turn it over to Kenny as well. Give us your thoughts on what you saw, maybe where this ranks from an all-time women's college performance. I know Sabrina, and there's been some other great ones recently, but just your 2 cents on what you saw.
This is my first time actually watching her play a game, and I just saw some real special talent. And also, shout out to Louisville. I think the young lady's name was Van Vliet. I know I'm mispronouncing the name, but she was a lefty guard. She was tough too. She was giving her that. She was going right back at her. I think she had like 26 or 28 or something like that. But yeah, she just got she definitely got some stuff to her game because she can pull from deep. She gets her spots on the court. She has that vision as well, where she's able to see plays ahead. She makes some great She makes some great reads on double teams because when you're that type of scorer, you get a lot of attention. And she finds those LeBron cross court type of passes where you see the open the open play on the weak side, and that's a special vision. Everybody can't see that. So like I saw a lot, and she's really special, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her in the Final Four, and also see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they. I know South Carolina won tonight, but I'm not sure if they were the matchup. If they match up with each other going into the Final Four, but that's one of those that could be a really a fun matchup if that's what in fact happens. But yeah, she's special, man. You got to check her out. Like she could put that thing on the deck. She's
you got it, Kenny. You got it. South Carolina versus Iowa.
Oh,
South Carolina versus Iowa.
That's gonna be must see TV. You gotta check it out, Ray, because South Carolina got a crew, and I'm not the.
Oh yeah.
I'm not the one.
And let me keep repping though. I got a steal for Dawn Staley, coach at Temple, where I first started my school education at. So I rep Dawn too. Shout out to her and all she's doing. Gino, your name was on that list, etched in platinum. I don't know in 10 to 15 years if we're going to still feel the same way about his impact on college basketball and her impact at the rate she going. He better figure something out.
There's I saw some reports to where Temple may be targeting her for the men's job. So yeah, we have to stay tuned on that. But if I'm her,
that would leave him safe. I will say that.
Yeah, now that's a game changer, but I don't know if I'm her if I would do that. Because like Temple is not, and Temple is, and no disrespect to Temple, but that's a hard job to try to,
especially
to win.
With college. But with college basketball the way it is today, I don't know.
With the blue, but it is. If she crazy nowadays.
If she's getting backing, because she gonna get the backing.
Well, if she could get that NIL,
that's what I'm saying.
She could get that NIL money going.
It's the money in North Philly now. That campus is ridiculous.
It's true. It's true. But I'm saying I'm not sure if she could get that, those 5-star, that 5-star level of talent that you need to be able to win consistently on the college level. So I'm not sure if that's the move that.
But who's the marquee college coaches these days? A lot of them is about to phase out.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that would be the one that I would jump at if I was going to make the jump from the women's to the men's side. But her being a Philly, and that's her alma mater too, so it might be intriguing to her. You never know.
So we'll see. I didn't hear that, but I'm not against it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Although I really like the success she's having, and I would hate to see that derail. But
she's building a dynasty there.
She would easily be able to go if it didn't work. She can pick her job when she came back.
Yeah.
So it ain't like she's stuck.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is that she, not only does she have a crew, she's making big money, and she's the only show in town. In Columbia, that's the only thing going on in Columbia, South Carolina is South Carolina women's basketball. So she's almost like she's the queen of the castle there. So
they got some shooters in Sumter, so just be careful.
Hey, yo, chill out.
Oh man, no, he did.
I'm just telling you what I was told by this guy on the internet.
Oh, man, no, he did.
Yeah, man, don't do that.
My city or whatever.
My dad's people is from that area, so
I
ain't gonna do that disrespectful. I ain't saying I don't know nothing about no shooting. It's a country down there for real. So you could be right.
Fair enough. Woo! Yeah, good time. So I don't know. Dev, did you get a chance to? I didn't pass it to you. Caitlin Clark. Talk to her.
I seen her. Shorty got game. The person I'm really paying attention to right now is, of course, y'all know I'm a Baltimorean at heart. Y'all know I follow all the Baltimore talent as much as I can. And right now I'm following my girl Angel Reese of the LSU Tigers.
Nice.
I knew.
Nice.
Sure, I've been following her since St. Francis Academy here in Baltimore. And every time I see her, her game is getting better. and better and better.
Yeah.
I wish she would have stayed down in Maryland for the rest of her college career, but I understand the business. And
She got that dog in her though.
Had to go get that bag.
Yeah, she's most definitely going between her and Caitlin. They fighting her and Caitlin
nice.
and
Aaliyah Boston.
Aaliyah Boston. They all fighting for that number one draft pick coming up in the next couple of another month or two for the WNBA draft. So they is more. No, I think it's right after the tournament, right? I think that draft is right after the tournament. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's
May. I think there's sometime in May because they start in June. So yeah, you probably.
So yeah.
No, the WNBA draft.
The draft. It only comes like right after the NCAA tournament for them.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple of weeks, but those three, in my opinion, are fighting for that number one overall pick. And I think whatever whatever
it's April 10th. It's coming up.
There you go. It's coming up.
Yeah, right.
So whoever
yeah.
So I think whatever organization is drafted number one, they can't go wrong. You know what I mean? You got three good players that's sitting right there that can change your franchise.
You should get some credentials, man.
I don't live in New York.
Oh, you from New York. That's right. You're in Florida. You from
Oh man, you didn't even say it out loud. I said, I don't live in New York. Don't try to get me with that.
Yeah, I can't do that. But it's another chick too. She's hurt, but Paige Becker is out of UConn.
Out of UConn, yeah.
She nice too.
I mean, yeah, but she got her shine last year, so she's hurt.
Yeah, but she's hurt.
She gotta get a little bigger.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. She tore ACL, right?
Yeah. And then also shout out to Jasmine Roberts. She was on that Miami team, the LSU.
Oh,
she's a Jacksonville. She's from here. So shout out to her. She played.
Yeah, Miami was another sleeper.
Yeah,
on both sides, men and women.
Both teams going to the Elite Eight. That's big time.
If only the football team was good, that'd be great.
I know, man.
They used to be.
Seems so long ago. To our viewers out there, it's a good game on Minnesota and Sacramento. And I
already know where this is going at. I know where this is going to go at.
Yesterday, I asked people about Carl Anthony Towns.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even bring up off the court and what he's done and his success. Leave that alone. Patrick Ewing would never.
Hey,
Alonzo Mourning could only dream.
Don't do that.
Oh, here he go.
This guy always going.
The off the court stuff doesn't matter what you was talking about on the court.
You do.
All right, you're right. But did y'all happen to watch the game last night? Anybody?
He hit the game winner. He hit the game winner.
In transition. At the time I was watching, I said, what a terrible shot.
Mm-hmm.
But then he switched. And he, along with Anthony Edwards, was a big part of a huge turnaround. Because Golden State should have won that game. But they choked it away. Draymond was terrible. He had like 8 turnovers. But yeah, I just had to say he accosted himself well to the criticism he faced on my social media, to the people who all cut him. Shame.
Wow.
I cut him.
I didn't see
everybody I saw said they cut him.
I cut him. See, I have a bone to pick with
because they said he don't play defense.
Yes, and that's the bone I have to pick because last year
he won a 3-point contest. He's great.
I give him that. He's a good shooter for a big man. But last year,
you know how this guy feels about offense. So
I'm not worried about Ray. But last year, it was a key matchup, and this is where how you felt about DeAndre Ayton. This is how I felt about Karl Anthony Towns. It was one game that I was like, if Karl Anthony Towns could just, he don't have to dominate. He just have to show up in this game. It was this game against Philly last year against Joel Embiid. And, if you feel like you're the best big man in the league, you're gonna play against the best big man in the league. Did y'all know throughout their whole game that Karl Anthony Towns never matched up with Joel Embiid unless it was a pick and roll? That was the only time he will play Joel Embiid, and I lost so much respect for him because I was like,
point guards do that all the time.
But I'm gonna say, but that's why they went and got
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, so he went to guard centers.
I can't do that. I mean, I get what you're saying from a competitive standpoint, sure, but point guards duck point guards all the time, so I'm not about to do that.
That's true to an extent.
John Morant don't be guarding the best point guard. Steph don't guard. Dame don't guard. They all play. Steph guard more than anybody else do. I'll tell you that. They all play an off-ball small forward or somebody and let the shooting guard or small forward guard the super nice point guard. Like that's just the league. So I'm not gonna do that. But I also don't have Cat and Embiid's tier either. Like no, you shouldn't want that smoke.
But I look bad. I at least thought the Cat, to me, if you're a top 10 big man in this league, like I said, it just part of my competitiveness. But I will want to play Joel Embiid. I will want to try to put my name like.
Last year, Cat was going through a lot of stuff personally. I'm not going.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, yes.
I don't know when in the season that may have happened. Like, I just don't know if last year's the year to judge Karl Anthony Towns on.
She gonna have to show me some things. Well, maybe next year.
Did you watch the game last night?
Caught a little glimpse of it. Then don't get me.
I just watch like the last 5 seconds. That's about it.
No, I don't want him just to hit the game winner. I want him to be a dominant figure as a big man. There's nobody on the Warriors. Nobody on the Warriors can play Cat as far as a big man.
No, and he was cooking. He was cooking for a minute. And Gobert was really good defensively, but big men are just not consistent. That's why I love Embiid and Jokic every night. I know what I'm getting. I can't say that about really any other big in the league. Like, you just don't know. Offensively, they all come and go.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to kill him. Anthony Davis included. Because I don't know where he was last night.
Oh, you mean the afternoon? When we play them afternoon games, boy, we is trash. We is terrible. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. And you let Pat Beverly, of all people, this guy said, "Hey, use me as a fork. I am a spoon."
And then that man had the nerve to post a picture with toilet paper in the car. Did y'all see that?
What would you expect from him?
He said he's going to end the Lakers playoff run.
I was on a team with all them point guards, and y'all traded me, and then I hit the shot on your best player.
And not for nothing, since he got to Chicago, they've been playing better. So you got to give him some credit.
Chicago needed that, in my opinion. Chicago needed that. They needed that point guard presence.
They were stale. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are stale.
Yeah, they needed something. They needed something different. Is Pat Beverly the long-term solution in Chicago?
Heck no. He ain't a long-term solution in the NBA. But you're here now.
He's been in there for a while now, right?
And that wasn't like I'm saying, like, he at the end of his career, like, we ain't gonna see him for a long, like, I feel you. Like, three, 4 more years. 3, 4 more years, I think it might be tough for him to guard Bronny. Like,
I give him maybe 1, 2. Not give him 2 more years, 2, 3 more years.
The way he's ending this year, he definitely going to be on the team next year. And he'll definitely hang on at least 1 more year after that if he so choose. And at that point, I think it gets iffy. Unless he's performing at the same level or higher.
I'm with you.
And he keep his head on straight and don't alienate people like Jamal Crawford or others.
He most definitely going to alienate somebody this summer. You know he is. He's coming at the LeBron this summer. I guarantee you he's going to be on First Take. Get up, one of them.
He was out there.
Y'all remember last year when he went on First Take for the first time? Chris Paul called him traffic code.
This is why I say this summer I think he's gonna go at LeBron. I think he's gonna go after the LeBron.
I forgot he went on that Chris Paul slander tour. Oh man, he gonna be on Gabe's next album. Like, oh man, that's funny. I forgot he did that. Good old Pat Bev. Ironically, another Temple story. I don't know if y'all have seen this, but Pat Bev's been doing a podcast with a guy named Bron for Barstool Sports. He used to be a battle rapper. He was best friends with my first roommate, Patrick Beverly. He has a podcast. I saw that. He's on the podcast with a white guy. The white guy's name is Ron.
I saw that.
Okay.
He's from Barstool Sports, but before that, he was a battle rapper out of Philly. He went to Penn State. He was best friends with my roommate my first year in college. They didn't go to class the entire semester. Parents said we're not paying no more. Dude became a plumber. The other guy, I don't know what he's doing.
That's hilarious.
But I got introduced to him through them. So 6 degrees of separation. I know Patrick Beverly, but just ironic story since Patrick Beverly got brought up.
So you a fan?
That's why.
I like Patrick Beverly. He's an annoyance, but I like him. Like he's annoying as crap, and his antics get on my nerves.
But you know what though?
I like
not
that.
For nothing, he does. You gotta like give him credit for when he goes to teams. Like he helps change the culture there. Like
he's impactful.
That's what I mean. Like so.
Not like Udonis Haslem.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna let that one slip through
you know
my
what I'm
fingers.
AARP Haslem. Get out the room.
I was not. See, I wasn't even gonna do it.
Listen. This is the stupidity, but this is
like a personal attack or something.
This is about to be real personal, and if I go too far,
I knew it.
So here's the issue I have. Like, I'm all for supporting your own. Dirk gets a statue. Shaq, give him a statue. Bradley Beal might get a statue. I don't know. They gave an entire section in their stadium to him. His career average was 3 points a game.
Oh, man.
Like, he averages 3.2 and 1.6 rebounds. Why does he have an entire section in the stadium?
Man, you just said that man is a part of the culture, and you're going to do that? Come on, man.
Like, he's Juwan Howard again.
Well, hey, yo, chill out, man. Don't do that.
I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
Juwan is my guy. Don't do that.
I love Juwan, but we know what he was doing at the end of the bench.
Juwan is my guy. Man. Stop playing.
Somebody got to keep it real. That's all I'm saying. Like, somebody got to chill out. Like, y'all can retire Mellow Number. Cool, I'm with y'all. But an entire section of y'all's arena for that? Come on, dog. Like, Tyler Hero.
Been there 20 years, man.
So what? You didn't do nothing. What? He hit like 2 jump shots at some playoff run.
Oh, he got like 3 rings. He got 3 or 4. He got 3.
Man, come on, man. If he was there or not, they get the ring. That was LeBron's ring.
That's how they. When you walk through that part of the section, that's what you get.
Yeah,
that's the feel.
And I don't understand it. And I'm glad he said this is last run because you ain't ran all season. Like, this your last run. Run where?
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must.
He probably don't even run out the tunnel. I'm gonna try and find me a Heat game. He probably don't even run out the tunnel.
That's hilarious.
Willis Reed to the bench.
Oh my gosh.
No. Somebody take his mic. Somebody take his mic, please.
This guy's out of control.
Listen, I only say what I see. That's it. I ain't lied yet. That's all I'm saying.
Out of control.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
So, and congratulations to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have clinched a playoff berth for the first time since LeBron James in a long time ago. So, Dan Gilbert said a long time ago, he wrote a letter, said they'd win before LeBron. He was wrong. But this is kind of a consolation prize, maybe. So shout out to them. Hopefully they get out the first round. It's a young team. Not sure how they'll match up or how they'll perform under the lights, but the potential is there. That's all I really had. Anybody else want to say something about Cleveland?
Donovan Mitchell going to most definitely had to step up.
Sorry. Real quick, Dev, since you mentioned him, I saw this on the internet. Is Donovan Mitchell the best two guard in the NBA today?
Give me a second.
Initially, I said, heck no.
Let me think about some two guards.
Think about that.
No, he's no.
Who you putting over him?
I still put D Booker over top of him.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But I would say this year, though, Mitchell's been better than D Booker. D Booker been hurt a lot.
All right. Thank you.
So I think this year, I think you can make a case.
He might can be.
Yeah, I think you can make a case. Because who else? Zach LaVine?
No, Jaylen Brown is the next person on my list.
But he's more of a 3.
I got him as the 3.
Tatum was the 3.
I think he's 4. They kind of like they
interchangeable.
I really he's more of a 2-3.
I feel like Brown is more like a 3, can play the 2. And Tatum is like the 3 that maybe can slide to the floor.
Exactly,
you know what
they're
I mean?
Interchangeable. So I'm trying to think. I think that's about CJ McCollum.
No.
And
have you seen how bad?
I think they moved him to the point guard now. Honestly,
yeah, he's playing some point too. But I'm trying to think. Just thinking off the top of my head, what other two guards or top 2 guards in the league?
Do we still consider?
No, he's not a 2.
Do we consider James Harden? He's
more of a point guard to me now.
He's definitely the point guard.
So I wouldn't even put him in there. Yeah, so I think you can make a case that he is.
Yeah,
because I don't know who's a true 2 guard now. You can put Donovan Mitchell in that true 2 guard.
There's not a lot.
Do you put Jimmy Butler as a true 2 guard? Or is he more of a?
I would say he's the 2. Hero's definitely the 3, but he plays 2. He plays 3. I think when Strus played 2 though. So
I think he's falling that Jaylen Brown.
Bradley Beal's pretty solidified at 2. Kuzma's the 3, maybe the 4, but Beal's pretty confident at 2.
It's just about Bill. Just don't play. He's not healthy enough to put him in this conversation anymore. I think.
Oh no, I was just talking about true 2 in general. Like
I was gonna say, I think 2 years ago, I think we could have put Bradley Beal in this conversation. But as far as this year,
when he was healthy, Bradley Beal was definitely up there.
I can't think of another true 2 guard other than D Book, and we kind of disclaimed him because of injury. So I think we're gonna have to give the Donovan Mitchell this year as being the top 2 guard this year, because honestly, he might be the last true 2 guard. Left in the game.
Tyrese Maxey shoot the ball. He put the ball up.
But is he more of a point guard or is he more of a?
I wouldn't have him facilitate my offense. He shoot. He's like Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole ain't no point guard. Jordan Poole is a shooting guard.
I agree.
He might play some point. To your point, I know you say Steph don't really play the 1. Jordan Poole is not a 1.
No. I'm with you there.
He bring the ball up, but he is looking to score at every opportunity.
100%.
Is Paul George? No, he's like a small forward.
No, he's a 3.
Yeah,
they're both like 3s, but 4s.
Again, Paul George and Kawhi are like Jaylen Brown and Tatum to me. They're like the same kind of.
Yeah, but Jaylen Brown's not as big as them. Paul George.
But I'm saying, like in terms of where you can 2-3, 3-4, like you can.
This is my last person, Anthony Edwards. What do we consider him as?
Now he's a 2.
Oh,
he's.
But I probably will put. No, I think he's a 2.
I think he's
got him as a 2.
I think they got him use him more as a 2.
He's like 6'7". He's big.
No, he's a big boy, but I think he's a 2.
I'm trying to see.
He's coming though. I would put Mitchell over him, but Ant-Man is
They
coming.
do have, they have him listed as a shooting guard, and they have Kyle Anderson playing the 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
he's
can
within
kind of
that
see that
line,
because Kyle Anderson is not that athletic.
yeah,
He's
my man slow-mo.
slow mo,
slow,
yeah.
he get it done. He get it done.
Yeah,
So
I got
yeah,
him. Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to give to Donovan Mitchell. He played one hell of a year this year. Most likely he deserved it this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna say for this year, Donovan Mitchell is the top 2 in the league.
All right, so stay there. Stay
When
there.
they're both healthy, though, I got D-Book.
Oh, and what about Halliburton? Is he a point?
That's a point.
He's
Okay,
definitely
That's a point.
Buddy
He
Hield
just
is
look-
the 2 there, and Buddy
Okay,
Hield is
okay.
a
Yeah.
shooter.
Yes.
He just shoot
Yes.
at a high
Gotcha.
percentage.
Knockdown.
All
Yeah,
right, so here's my next question. If we're saying that Donovan Mitchell is the best shooting guard in the game, he's creating history and leading Cleveland to the current 4 seed, 1 game. They're a lot behind the loss column. They're 3 behind in the loss column. So they're 2 games back of Philly for the 3. If Donovan Mitchell was to finish ahead of Joel Embiid, why is he not in the MVP conversation?
My opinion, I just think that Donovan Mitchell has not lived up to expectations previous years.
He would have exceeded expectations. If they end up at
No.
the 3 seed ahead
I'm
of Philly,
just talking about previous years. I think people is looking at his previous years of he had number 1 seed in Utah twice before, and he hasn't did anything. He hasn't showed that he can be that guy that can lead you to a deeper run into the playoffs, like how Luka did for Dallas in his first couple of years in Dallas. How Jason Tatum and the Celtics is going far. I think a lot of people is trying to put Mitchell up there, but his play doesn't really matches up there until this year. Like he's a good guard. I believe before this year he was at least a top 5 shooting guard.
Who has the better supporting cast?
Between who?
Cleveland
Tat was
and Philly.
good. Shout out to my boy Tat Tucker over in Denmark. Appreciate
you said between Denver and Philly. I mean, Cleveland and Philly.
Philly and Cleveland. I think Philly's. You got James Harden, Tyrese Maxey. You got what's the power?
Yeah,
forward?
Philly's better.
Myers Harris.
I say better. Philly has more experience.
They got the
and
better,
you got
they
Doc
got the
Rivers
talent.
for what it's worth.
Then, but when you look at Cleveland,
Joel Embiid, like that's the.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
that we most definitely gonna clear him. You know, he's in his own lane when they first Cleveland, but Cleveland got some young talent. You know, they got Allen, they got Mobley. They still got LeVert on the bench. So
he plays well.
Right. So I feel like Cleveland has a better team as far as when you look at it on paper. But I just think that the Sixers has because they have a dominant. That's
why.
You know what I mean? They comes out the better team. And because they have a dominant player versus a great player.
Yeah.
I just think there needs to be more respect put there. If Embiid's in the conversation, I don't understand how Embiid's in the conversation and Mitchell's not looking at the numbers. If Embiid was in first, if Philly had Milwaukee's record, I get it. It's a runaway. But it ain't like James Harden ain't been playing good.
I think he is. I just think that he comes.
And he got the 70-point game this year.
Right. And you know how you have those tiers sometimes? I think he's in that second tier. So you got that first tier of Embiid and Joker, and then in that second tier you got Giannis and Donovan Mitchell.
But why? What's the differentiator in those tiers?
I think with both of those, Denver's both of those teams have better records than his, so that's probably one of the things. And then also for what they're doing in terms of the numbers that Joker and Embiid are putting up, like, those is just like stupid numbers. Like, Embiid is, Joker's almost averaging a triple double, and Embiid is giving you 30 and 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? So while he is, and don't get it twisted, Donovan Mitchell is averaging 27. So it's not like that ain't nothing to sneeze at. 27, 4 and 4. So I just think that their numbers are a little more impressive, but that's nothing to see. I think the other thing too is that Darius Garland kind of takes away from a little bit of Donovan Mitchell's shine. Not a lot, but I think that takes a little away from his shine because he's averaging 21 as well. And I don't think that, like with those other teams, Philly and Harden's
putting up numbers.
Yeah, Philly and Harden's putting up numbers. But with the Joker, I don't think that there's anybody really putting up any. I don't think he has another 20-point score.
Nah, he don't.
Yeah,
but that's
Aaron
why
Gordon's,
I don't value
like
his numbers the same way. That you can't. To me, you can't value those numbers the same way. Because he's putting up crazy numbers. Who else gonna put up numbers? Like, yes,
you don't value
talented.
Joker's numbers.
No, I think they're inflated. Who else is going to go get you 30 a night on that team? James Harden could go get you 30 a night. Like, nobody on that team is a consistent scorer.
I mean, that's
nobody
fair.
on that team rebound. Michael Porter Jr. don't grab boards. Jamal Murray ain't grabbing boards.
He grabbed that board on that putback. He grabbed that board on that putback the other day.
Now, Jamal Murray can get you 20 a night.
I said boards. I'm talking rebound.
No, but I'm saying you said that he don't have another.
I said 30
on the team.
I said 30.
Oh.
I said James Harden can go get you 30 in the night.
Jamal Murray can get you 32.
He not consistently. You can't rely on Jamal Murray to average 30. James Harden's done that a lot in his career. And I think he could do it today.
He's averaging 20. So that ain't nothing to sneeze at.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying there's levels.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree.
Harden's at 21, but he's at 21 and 11.
No.
Joker don't have nobody.
20 and 10. Anybody doing 20 and 10 is different.
But my point is, Joker doesn't have somebody else that's going to put up 10 assists that he has to compete with. So in every category, he's going to monopolize it. He has the ball in his hands a lot. He's the only real consistent scorer. The offense runs through him. Nobody else really grabs boards. So I think that helps inflate his numbers. Similar to Russ in Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
nobody else was going to get numbers.
I'm not going on that road.
Now, his numbers were historic, and he did it for a long period of time. But I think it matters that when he played in other places, the numbers weren't that crazy because you got to give when you got
triple double in Washington, didn't he?
Not for the season.
You sure?
He set the record. I don't think he averaged a triple double for that year. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think I want to say.
I know he came on late. I didn't think he finished the year with the triple double. I thought he broke the record for most career triple doubles with us, but I could have that back.
You might be right. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I think at the end of the day, though, I think that's where, and then that also kind of like the more of a sum of their parts, that whole team, that Cleveland team, where you got, and you got a lot of young talent there. So I don't think that I think we can see down the line, we could see maybe even next year, because again, this is their first year together. So they haven't even really gotten, they haven't reached their peak in terms of their potential. So while he may not be a MVP contender, that's a fact. He may not be a top tier MVP contender this year, but I can see it coming down the line.
I see it coming down the line. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Before we get too far out of here, y'all know we are a Kyrie Irving friendly show. He's not necessarily a friend or family of the show, but I'm a big time supporter. Shout out to all the knowledge he was spitting on his Instagram live the other day. But I gotta ask, and the narrative is going to exist. Dallas has not worked. I think we can say at this point it has not worked. It's not a failure. It's not over, but they are now outside of the not just the bubble. What do you call it? The play-in. They're outside the play-in. In a West that's pretty kind of weak at the bottom, if we're being honest. So if Dallas misses the play-in, how much trouble is Dallas in as a franchise? Kyrie did not get extended, and Luka in his most recent press conference said he ain't real happy on the court or off the court. So if you're Mark Cuban, how do you feel? Dev, I'll start with you.
Oh, if I'm Mark Cuban, I am in trouble. I am trying to figure out what is going on here, especially with Luka. You don't want your franchise star being unhappy on and off the court. That's just not going to be a good thing for you, for your franchise. Dallas, if they don't make the play-in, then that's on their fault. And the reason why I say it's on their fault is because you didn't do anything that you didn't change anything from last year, other than you got Kyrie late in the year. You went and got Christian Wood, but you still not using him. You went and got JaVale McGee, you're still not using him. And Dallas' downfall was they didn't have no true big man or no defense. That's why they couldn't. That's why they got bounced out the Western Conference. And now we back at the same. Don't get me wrong. Bringing Kyrie down there was an additional help. They needed somebody else to help Luka do everything, because you can't have Luka playing defense, trying to play offense, trying to run the team, trying to be the face of the team, trying to be the water boy. You want him to play overseas, or he wants to play overseas. Try to keep him in shape. You asking Luka to do a lot. And when you ask that man to do a lot, you ain't giving him no return. You ain't giving him no help. None at all. Like I said, we are big Kyrie fans over here. But like I said, trading for Kyrie put a dap on your team when you trade away Finney Smith Jr. I know Finney Smith Jr. It's not the most sexiest name in the NBA, but Finney Smith Jr. played the important role on your team. Defense. He was your guy that plays on both sides of the ball. He plays defense, and he can occasionally hit corner threes when his number is being called. I think trading him away put a damper on Dallas. That depth of their team is not good. After you go beyond Luka and Kyrie and Christian Wood, who do you have on that team? A lot of people really can't name them. So I think Dallas are in trouble. I think the only way to make Luka happy is you're going to have to build a better team. You're going to have to use your big man. You're going to have to put him in a better position than what Luka's keep being putting in. And until Dallas do that, they're going to have trouble. Continue to have trouble.
Okay, Kenny?
Yeah, of course I'm biased because that's family, but on a side note, I was highly upset when this trade went down because I had a trip a couple of weeks ago out to Denver, and I had scheduled it so that I could go to the Denver Nuggets Brooklyn Nets game. Had the tickets all set up, hit Kai's dad up. It was all set. I was going to the game. Then he got traded, so I was burnt. But anyway, I just think that this is one of those things to where, and it's kind of similar to, Ray, your situation that you talked about with in Atlanta with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. It takes time for guys that have the ball in their hands a lot to learn how to play off of each other. And the other thing is, to Dev's point, is that there's just not enough depth on this roster for them to be able to win consistently, especially in the West, as deep as the West is. So even making this trade, you knew that at best this was going to be a first-round exit team, even if they did get into the playoffs. Nobody expected them to make another deep run in the playoffs after making this deal, because you weaken the core of the roster by making this deal. And the other part is, and this is what I didn't understand why the Mavericks would do this, is that Kyrie's a free agent after this year. So you basically are you basically make this type of deal, and with no indication or no assurances that you will be able to re-sign him after the season. Because I will tell you this, and I don't do this often, I know for a fact that he wants to be in LA. So, that hangs over in the balance. So I wasn't sure why the Mavericks even made this deal. They haven't made the deal. Like, I don't know how long he is for Dallas, because it's with two guys like this and without the necessary pieces. Like, they will have to do something in the offseason, like to get him to come back. Like, you got to bring some more talent. You got to make another deal in the offseason if you're going to have any chance of getting him back. Because if I'm Kai, I'm not coming back to that team, because you got no chance to make a run in the Western Conference with that crew as the way it's currently constituted. So I just think that's the biggest thing, is that they're trying to learn how to play off each other. We've seen them have some moments. We've seen them both have big scoring nights, and we've seen them win some games. But you can't win just scoring the basketball. Like, there's two ends of the court, and they just don't have enough perimeter defense. They don't have enough. They don't have no rim protectors like Dwight Powell. I don't understand why. And Jason Kidd is definitely a great coach, Hall of Famer, and the whole bit. But for the life of me, I don't understand why Javale McGee doesn't play at all. Like, is he can't not block any shots anymore? Like, I don't get it. Like, why do you bring him in?
Energy.
And that too, but I'm also, he runs the floor. He's a rim protector. He could, go get lobs and things of that nature. So I just don't understand why he's not playing. So, but having said all of that, I think it could work. It just needs more time.
And that's why and that's where I land in that culmination. Somehow sports became sports is a microcosm of society. I think Shannon says it all the time. And we live in this microwave instant gratification era. But some teams don't. Golden State didn't panic when Steph Curry kept getting hurt early in his career. Some teams panic. Some teams blow and do things when they shouldn't do it. Brooklyn did that. And I'm happy for Brooklyn that Mikal Bridges is hooping.
He is bald.
This is what I thought. When I told y'all earlier this year, when we kept talking about Phoenix, I said he has to take that step. This is another example to me of everybody talks about Chris Paul's leadership, and this is not where I was planning on going. I watch what y'all keep telling me about DeAndre Ayton, and I see how he performs. I've now seen Jay Crowder basically just quit on that team. And now I'm watching Mikal Bridges look like the second coming of Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. At some point, the leadership of Devin Booker and Chris Paul has to be looked at on that team. Like, somebody got to be accountable for these people that don't want to be there, leave and perform well, or stay in or look miserable. Like, that's leadership to me.
Tried to school you, but you didn't want to listen. But go ahead.
What now? What did I miss?
Did I not say that Chris Paul controls who does and doesn't get the ball, and there's a reason why DeAndre Ayton's stats aren't what they should be?
I agree with you.
Okay.
I said
continue.
My issue was why don't they trust him? My issue was he's not that good, which is why they don't pass him the ball. That was my point. You disagree. That was our issue. I agree they don't pass him the ball. I just think we agree that's a different issue. But yeah, I think we're in a time where you just got to be more patient. Cleveland was patient.
Says the guy that says, get him out of here.
But you have to know that every situation isn't the same.
It isn't.
That's why you got to know what you're dealing with. Trae Young and them is not the same. This can work. I think Luka and Kyrie do like each other. I agree with you. I don't think he wants to be in Dallas, and I think that's a moot point. However, yes, they traded a lot for Kyrie, but really you traded for a max slot. So even if he leaves, if you can fill it with a competent star.
Well, see, that's the problem, though.
Then
they haven't gotten anybody. They've had monies. They've been like, us and your team. like they've had the max salary slots, but they haven't been able to get anybody to take the money.
And that is where my final point lies. Luka, I've been told from the beginning, and I'm a huge Luka fan. Luka's so mature. He's been playing pro ball since he was 16. Cool. You've been doing that. At some point, you got to have better shot selection. At some point, at these critical moments, you got to stop shooting the ball the way you shoot the ball. At some point, you got to start elevating your other teammates. I killed Tim Hardaway Jr. on here and Derek Finney-Smith and others. But some of that's on the point guard. If they standing around all game watching you dance, they're not in a rhythm. It is your job to set and dictate that for your team. If your team is a stagnant offensive team and you're the point guard, that's on you and you dominating the ball. So whatever he's going through right now, get your head together. But to your point, Kenny, that max slot, if Kyrie leave and we saw how Kristaps Porzingis left,
that's what I'm saying.
At some point, we got to start looking at what's the consistent factor. And if they fool around and miss the play-in, that's not good. So that's my cautionary tale for Dallas. I was a fan a long time ago. Still, I guess, silently root for them. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I was a big Michael Finley fan back in the day. So I like Dallas.
I like them too.
Big
was a consistent two guard.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
So let me ask you a question. And then, well, first let me say this: Russ did average a triple double with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. But let me ask you this question: so after you said that, if someone doesn't take that max slot or whatever, do you explore trading Luka?
I would need to have, depending on the conversation. And I think him and Mark have a good relationship that they would be honest. So if I am getting here, this is my philosophy on almost every superstar. Don't lose them for nothing. If you think you can lose them, let them go. And part two, for me, if I don't think I can win with him, if I've decided he ain't it as a one, but he wants to be paid and treated as a one, go be somebody else's headache. I will get as best the compensation I can. I will, whether it's draft picks, young talent, whatever it is, I always say get value. So for me, yes, I would have traded Zion. I said that before, and I think they should have. I would have traded him. I think we're going to look really dumb when Kuzma walks and Kristaps Porzingis leaves shortly after, which that max contract, I'll be happy to be off our books. But we've been mismanaging free agents. We've had a couple. We've had Beal and we've had Wall, and we've missed on a bunch of free agents. Starting with, what was that guy's name? Oh, he was a 3 guard. He was trash. Then we gave him a bunch of money, and he was a shooter. I can't remember.
I know you're not talking about Antoine Jameson, Ron Butler.
No. I want to say, I keep wanting to say Harold, but it wasn't Harold. Man, he was a shooting guard. That was the beginning of the end. We overpaid him, and then we started drafting Otto Porter and Troy Smith Jr. and Danny.
Are you talking about Nick Young?
No, I like Nick Young. Don't disrespect Swaggy P.
I'll look it up. Y'all overpaid Otto Porter, that's for sure. That's one.
We drafted him 3rd, so we didn't.
I'm just saying, y'all gave him a max. That was definitely.
We did. We gave him $100 million. You're right. Yeah. We did give him $100 million. Yes. He was a bum.
I ain't saying he's a bum, but that was.
He wasn't.
Where is he at now?
I think he's in Chicago.
He was with Golden
Martell
State,
Webster. That's who we gave the money.
We
paid Martell Webster, and since we paid him all that money, we've been
forgot about him. Straight from high school.
We've been signing some trash players. I liked the Kuzma signing. Other than that, we've been missing in free agency. We can get a couple rotational players, but I said before, Rui Hachimura wasn't going to do nothing when all the Lakers fans was jumping for joy. He ain't nothing special. Another top draft pick.
Yeah,
he just a dark he just a dark version of Kyle Kuzma, man. One minute he can show up.
Unless like
No. See, here's my thing. I'm a Kyle Kuzma fan, and before LeBron got there, you seen Kyle Kuzma was like, he can be the next scorer in this league. But then once LeBron got there, it was just like Kyle Kuzma was just like, he just coasting. He just
faded away.
Yeah. Yep. And that's how I feel about Hachimura. Like, he came on the team strong. He came on strong, but now he not even in the start lineup. He's barely in the rotation now.
Young players hate Bron, bro. That's just what it is.
Younger players hate him.
Rio then came out talking crazy. Like, it's a lot of people that do not like that man. And I think there's a trend that young talent does not flourish with him, in my opinion. Austin Reeves might be the best example, but a lot of his best games when LeBron don't play. And I think we've seen that in a lot of cases with LeBron and young players. He trade them and he don't endear himself to them. He got rid of Andrew Wiggins. He didn't really, him and Kyrie clashed like crazy. Now we can see Kyrie is very strong-willed, which I think allowed him to work with LeBron, but I think LeBron has a lot to deal with. And these young players, I think, is just tough. And so I think that's going to be LA's issue is that's an old team, but if you bring in young talent with that type of player, I just don't think they work. And he hasn't been successful, in my opinion, in that role. He's always had majority veterans around him. So,
no,
it'll be
down with the F them picks camp.
Yeah, and I don't know if the Rams feel that way right now. They got the chip, but it's gonna be a long journey back for the Rams with that number.
If they getting back,
I mean, I guess a quarter. Well, they don't have a quarterback of the future. One quarterback can change that if you find the right one, but.
Why are we on the NFC East NFC West before? Did y'all see that the 49ers announced Brock Purdy as their starter already?
He said he earned it. He earned the right.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I think you say that now, and I think
really just make it an open competition.
No. I need to light a fire under that guy. Traded a bunch of picks.
Fair.
I need him to know this is real. This ain't no competition. This is his job. If you want this job, go win it. Like, no, not even go win it. Go take it because we invested too much for this return, and I seen what he got. So yeah, if I'm John Lynch, I'm comfortable saying that. Now, Trey Lance, what you gonna do?
He got to finish the season number one. That's the first thing. You got to finish the season.
And if I'm them, we got to get ready to figure out a contract situation with this young man, and he ain't played yet.
Because this is third year.
Going to his third year now.
Anyone want more after this?
Well, after this, you got to make a decision on the 5th-year option. So
that's what I'm saying. Your statement is valid. Like, you got to find out now. It's either now or never.
So if you
got to think about whether you're going to extend them.
If you can't take it from him,
I think it's going to be pretty hard to take away from Brock Purdy, though. Honestly,
I don't disagree. Not when you ain't had a chance to be in the offense or really practice. You've been rehabbing your whole career.
Yeah.
So it's uphill for the young man. But speaking of another young man, I guess young to us, Zeke Elliott is no longer a member of the Dallas Cowboys. And Kenny, I just wanted to get your reaction to this news.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised. I was surprised. I thought that he was going to take a pay cut. I thought they was going to restructure his deal and bring him back because I thought that the combination of him and Pollard worked. I just think in today's NFL, the days of the one-back system is over. So I think that they complemented each other well, and then especially with Pollard coming off of an injury, I thought that we would want to bring Zeke back just as as an insurance policy. So I was surprised. But having said that, as much as people, try to kill him, I think he was effective back last year. He did his, he played his role, and played injured, a lot for probably the last 2 years he's been playing. He hasn't been able to stay healthy for the entire season. So I appreciate what he did for us. I wish him well. Wherever he winds up, I see it's a few teams that he's, supposedly having some interest in. So I don't think he's done. That's for sure. I think we definitely will see him, on another team's roster on next season. And I think he still has some. I think he still has some value in this league. I think the power back, or the back that can run inside the tackles, the guy that can move the chains, the guy that can get you those tough yards, the guy that can, has the nose for the end zone, which is all of the things or the qualities that Zeke brings to the game. I think that is a value in today's NFL. So I don't think that he's done by any stretch of the imagination. So that's my thoughts.
So let's just get to it. Kenny, you danced around it. Is he a top 3 back in Cowboys history or not?
Top 3?
Top 3?
Yeah, he's top 3.
You got him ahead of Dorsett?
Emmett? No way. I had the Dorsett. He's 3. So it's Emmett, Tony D, and then Zeke.
So you got him ahead of Murray. Murray had 2 big
easy.
years.
Yeah, easy.
Easy.
Yeah, he only had 2 good years.
How many did Zeke have?
5, at least 5.
He's had 5 good years? No,
at
he
least.
Zeke has had 5 good years?
We're about to look it up. I can guarantee you that.
I give him 3 because wasn't he a Russian leader twice?
I want to say at least. I
think he's led the league in rushing 2.
Hold on.
I want to say at least gave him twice.
Hold on. We're about to look this up. Give me a second. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. 1,600, 1,400, 1,357.
That's 3.
Okay, so 1,600, 988, 1,400, 1,357, 979, 1,002, 876. So that's 4. That's 4. I'm giving 4.
You giving him the 1,002 year?
I'm giving him 4. I'm giving 15 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns. And that's 10 touchdowns with the 1,000.
Okay. Okay.
You made Kenny sit up. Look at it. He made Kenny sit up.
I had to go look. Don't do my man like that.
All right. I'll give it to him. So, okay. So I'll okay. So you have him after Tony.
Yeah, I got him 3.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Tony D, that's the reason I became
you got him ahead of my man. What's
Julius
his name?
Jones?
No, God, no, not Julius.
Marion Barber.
Marion Barber?
Oh, when I say the name, I was trying to make a joke out of it, but what was the white fullback y'all used to have? Dale Johnson. You got him at a Dale Johnson?
Chill out.
No disrespect, Daryl now.
Don't do that. Hey, he opened a lot of holes for Emmett, so I got love for him, but yeah, no.
Okay, all right.
I got him with John Riggins.
You said what?
Got him over John Riggins, that's for sure.
You got who over John Riggins?
Zeke.
So he's a Hall of Famer then. Bonafide.
Nah, he's gonna be borderline. He got to do some more work.
Because John Riggins' numbers is in the Ring of Honor in DC.
Well, I mean, hey, don't take much.
Don't do that. We didn't have some running backs. He might get Ernest Biner.
Hey, chill out.
But
so now you've been.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Listen, and I like Ernest, but Zeke got Ernest. But who else did he get? He got Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis was a dog for like 2 years.
Easy.
Stephen Davis was a dog for like 2 years.
I put him over. I'll probably put him over Clint Portis.
I was thinking that, and that's wrong.
Let's look at the numbers.
They are very close. I would be curious to see the numbers because Clinton was going nuts in Denver. Now,
in Denver,
and then
I'm talking about Washington.
I was about to say, but then he also went nuts in Washington. So I don't know.
I would like to
And
look at
he
those
can
numbers.
catch.
That would be interesting. Oh, so can Zeke.
Zeke, thank you. And we 6-0. I need to go to an XFL game. Me and Dev keep saying we're gonna go. We 6-0.
man.
And I was about to go this weekend, but tickets was just too much. I was gonna take the kids, but it was a lot.
Yeah, how much some tickets is going for?
They going up because the team keep winning.
Oh yeah,
but you can get some good tickets.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
You can get some pretty.
Not bad.
Because
what do
they play in the soccer stadium where DC United plays. Audi Field is really nice. It's really nice. It's not really a bad seat in that stadium. I've been to one soccer game there, but it was I had a really good time. So eventually I'm gonna get there. And then, Dev, if you are up, the DC Go-Go, the NBA G League team, their playoff game is tomorrow. You can get 4 free complimentary tickets. Promo code GOGO if you go on their website and then click playoffs and the code, you get 4 complimentary tickets to their playoff game tomorrow night. Anybody that's listening in the area, I think it'll be a great event. Take some kids to it.
It got to be a weekend for me. We got work.
Sometimes you got to sacrifice for the kids. It's a playoff game.
That's a little hike from Boston.
It's a hike. It ain't that bad. It was an hour and a half.
No,
if that. And it's at night. You ain't even gonna be hitting no traffic.
Yeah, but I'll be hitting, cutting into my Z's.
Getting out of DC though.
Nah,
it's not in the city. It's like kind of outside a little bit, not the best area, but not a highly crowded area either. So, but yeah.
You can make a case. We're gonna talk about this Portis and Zeke. I just looked at the stats, so that we'll save that for next show because it's close.
Get them ready. And I definitely think it's close. And they're actually both really good, like pass blocking backs. Also, big underrated part of the game. That's another discussion. Who's the better pass blocker of the two? Because they both stick their head.
Oh, Zeke, easy.
Ooh.
Easy.
You get my popcorn ready for this, whatever this episode is going to be.
Clinton Portis missed games because he separated his shoulder tackling somebody on an interception. That's the kind of player he is. Body slam.
That's not very smart, but go ahead.
It got the job done. Okay. I mean, jumping in a Salvation Army can isn't really smart, but people do it. And with that, we are out, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us next week as we continue to finalize this NCAA tournament. We promise to have more NCAA tournament coverage than we previously had because I'm going to start paying attention now that we're in the Final Four
this weekend. You got to watch.
Yeah, you got to watch.
No, I don't. I got a birthday coming up, so they can kick rocks. No, I'm just kidding. I'll watch it. And then this final run of the playoffs, man. LeBron is back. We didn't talk about it tonight. And a loss off the bench, which is corny to me. But again, we don't need to stay there.
Back in.
No, he's LeBron. What do you mean?
He's back in. He's been out for 2 weeks.
Don't nobody care about that.
That's one game.
We already said that we would not put him back in to finish this regular season. To start the play-in, I'd have put him back in. But
are you ready or not?
Guaranteed
if you can play, go
Wednesday.
play. And you should have started yesterday.
Relax.
It's corny. It's just corny, but it's whatever. Y'all have a blast. Stay safe out there. Keep your head on the swivel. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And do great things. We out.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.